All right, cool. So let me go ahead and share this to the group before anybody pop in. All right, we back. So we back. Hit the share button one more time. Okay, we back. So we back on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and we back going ahead and just finishing up the program where we had to go ahead and just make sure that the phone line was working correctly. Number one, I do have a Google Voice number, so I think that spam type of thing kind of messed me up just a little bit, and then I had to make sure that the connection was going right. But we back now, so let me go ahead and put the phone number back up top. You guys can see it, 248-905-1128. If you please, 248-905-1128. You can go ahead and pop in and give this segment of the show. We can get this in. You can give me a call if you like. Please, if you're coming from the TikTok world, I know the TikTok world is a crazy world. But if you can, if you can go ahead and give me a call, if you would like, but keep it clean from the TikTok world. Instagram and Facebook pretty tame, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, today's show again was be present and be prepared for any opportunity that comes, but don't chase opportunities at all, because a lot of times when you chase opportunities, those opportunities are lost for good, because you're not even prepared for them. So you want to make sure that you are prepared for any and every opportunity that shows up. You know what I mean? You really want to be ready for any opportunity that comes your way. So always just put yourself in time to prepare, making sure that you prepare for everything that comes your way. So as we waiting for a phone call, hopefully we're gonna stay on for a little bit. Try to because usually I think this probably might come from the Facebook realm of world of things. Um, this is around the time that I also start to come up with the next topic for the show. So I'm thinking for the next topic of the show, I may go ahead and use what I was going to use previously the week before. And that was be mindful of the messenger. You want to be careful who sends you and brings you messages, to your life, because sometimes, in a nutshell, yeah. All right, there we go. One man band doing things the best that he can. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thanks, Nas, for letting me know that. So there we go. There we go. So the number is 248-905-1128. Again, this is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And just finishing up the show, anybody would like to call 248-905-1128. And why you should not chase opportunities. Why you should not chase opportunities. I'm going to go over this one more time for the people that was muted, more or less, on TikTok and Instagram. But the reason why you shouldn't chase opportunities is because it might be the wrong opportunity for you. You might come off desperate. You didn't even seek counsel with yourself, anybody, or God. And it might not even be, you might not even be mentally prepared or ready for that opportunity that you're trying to look for, that you're trying to get. So you want to make sure that you're really up for the challenge with anything that you put your mind to or that you say that you want. Make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that you're ready for it. Make sure that you study. Make sure that you're going to be better than anybody, or you're going to be competitive with anybody for that challenge that you really want, or that opportunity that you really want. Opportunities come a dime a dozen. Yes, they do. But as you get older, one thing that I did learn as you get older, sometimes opportunities get less, 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 and less. You know what I mean? Sometimes things just don't even pan out and work out the way that you thought when you was a younger person. You say, I'm getting this opportunity, that opportunity, this opportunity, that opportunity. And as you get older, you think sometimes that those opportunities are going to continue. And you get very surprised. You get very shocked or shell shocked when they don't. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call. Let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead and make the phone call back to the person that called. Let's see here. I'm gonna call them. I ain't gonna wait and see if we can get her online and go from there.
Hey,
Hey, I got you now. Had a little problem
am
with
I
the
on the show?
you on the show. You on the show. Who am I speaking with?
Okay, this is Danny Marie.
Hey, Danny.
Danny Marie, podcast planning strategist mean I help people to launch, grow, and monetize their podcast. And then the host of 5 shows, M4, Motivation Monday, Mommy Meetup, Life Unscripted with Danny Marie, Plan to Podcast, Throw It Back Thursday, and Follow Me Friday.
Wow.
So I love everything that you're doing as a fellow podcaster. My kids' shows in the background, so you may hear it, may come up. But as a fellow podcaster, I love everything that you're doing. I may have came across your live because we may be both connected to the Black Podcast Network.
Mm-hmm. We are.
But in terms of the prepared and what is it, PMP?
Yeah.
Planned and prepared, or no,
Be pre-
prepared and present
be prepared and
season.
present. Yeah.
So for me, I was just kind of spinning my wheels for a very long time, as many of us probably discovered up until the point that we got to COVID, where we were all forced to sit down. So I'd been spinning my wheels doing a lot of full time jobs simultaneously, just working a lot of odd jobs while trying to build a business. Never was able to feel fully build a sustainable business because I had to prioritize. So during COVID, I had my first child, was forced to sit down both because of COVID and also because I was a new mom,
Mm-hmm.
then had a second child during COVID. So I knew I was going to be laid off from my second full time job during that time. And all, all throughout that time, just what I can do while I know I'm going to be laid off, what can I be doing during my breaks to make sure that I'm setting myself up for what's next. So preparing myself for my business, Plan to Podcast,
Mm.
and the podcasting journey. And now that I have prepared myself, even to the point like creating SOPs for my business, or for my podcast, excuse me, where most people would just launch a podcast, I say get yourself fully prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Um, create a backlog of episodes before you launch. Create SOPs before you launch. Create a podcast plan before you launch. So now that I've set myself up for success, I'm getting an influx of people who want to work and collaborate and who need my services. And so just that preparedness and being present. God, I don't know what you're doing right now, but I'm just going to be obedient and keep preparing myself. Even though I don't have clients,
Mm.
as I'm working towards this goal, and I'm saying this is things that I was speaking with about, speaking to God about,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm driving, sorry.
No, you're
So I'm
fine. You're fine. I'm listening to
trying to
you.
do a lot of things. Okay. So speaking of God, like God, I don't know what you're doing, but I know something's happening. I know something's brewing. So let me be obedient and work towards whatever it is I know that you're going to be doing for me. So just being obedient, being present. I'm able to be at home with my kids while podcasting and building a business. So that's something I don't think I would have ever been able to do um, had I kept working those jobs at the rate I was working, spinning my wheels.
Mm-hmm.
So I think overall, I love what you're teaching today. I like the whole interactive aspect where you got all of us on board to contribute, but being prepared and being present is so important because as we all added to the conversation, some things may come your way that are not meant for you. Sometimes you don't seek counsel and then you find yourself in the situation that was never supposed to happen. So,
Hmm.
just so many different reasons why I love exactly what you're sharing with us today. So, thank you.
You're
And I'm
welcome.
going to jump off.
Let me
so,
before you get off,
mhm,
where are you calling from?
I'm in Washington State.
Wow. And one more thing, what does SOP mean for us layman terms
Oh,
people?
sure. So, standard operating procedures, just
Mm.
how do you operate the business? All the crux, all of the logistics to operating a business. And some people would say, well, why do you need an SOP for a podcast? Well, since I've started, I've brought on 3 team members
Mm-hmm.
to help me. And so I have a talent booker, someone who finds the talent. I have a virtual assistant, someone who sends out all of the correspondence and getting people prepped for the show. And then I just recently hired someone who will help me with the business side of things when it comes to planning and launching people's podcasts. So a standard operating procedure is important for someone who needs to know how to operate the business, how that business will function, everything that goes into the operations from who you need to contact, who you need to be in touch with, all of those things.
Mm. Okay.
Um, so yes, an SOP is extremely important for podcasters, someone like me who wants to change my podcast into an entire network. That's why it's important.
Well, thank you for that bit of information. So, what I'm going to do, thank you for talking and giving us some of your insight, and that's what my next every other day podcast is going to be about. It's going to be called the Standard Operation Procedures. So thank you for the topic. I usually I let the caller tell me what the next topic is going to be, or someone that gives me a comment. So I usually do it like that to see what the next topic of order operation will be. So I really appreciate you. Thank you for thank you from calling from all the way back over there, and hopefully just I'll follow you. I'll look you up and see what's going on, and I'll follow you.
Absolutely. All for it. I'm all for like I did today, just jumping in people's lives and
Hmm.
supporting where I can. So I would love the reciprocity is so important. So
Absolutely.
yes, absolutely. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye. Hello, other caller. Thank you for my calling from all the way back.
Hello?
There. And, hello. You got a
Hey, it's Bobby.
hey, what's happening, Bob?
So
Can you,
I'm listening. I just heard what Danny Marie said.
mm-hmm.
I'm glad she said that. I'm glad she shared that information because that's what I've been trying to do, get organized like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you're actually doing this topic because I've learned a lot. So you've seen me go through the struggle. So
Yeah, I have.
about making sure I have the right guests and I stick to my standard of operating procedures and not have other people tell me how they want to do things. So I'm glad you're doing this show. So
Right, we both can
thank
laugh,
you
right?
for-
Yeah, okay.
yeah, look, now we can.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you doing this topic. And I'm gonna go find Danny Marie and find her podcast because I think she has some information that could be beneficial to helping me with life essentials. So thank you so much, sir, for doing this topic.
All righty, thank you
Quit
for.
laughing.
No, I'm done. But no, she's absolutely right, and she's right about that. And yeah, so thank you for giving us a call, and you're welcome to call anytime now.
All right, goodbye.
Bye bye. All right, and we got the phone working, and we got 2 calls back to back. You know what I mean? But she's absolutely right. I agree with what Danny said. Let me see. There's another phone call. Let me see. Should I call this number back? I'll just wait. I'll just see if anybody does call back from they're my sister. I believe you sometime. But yeah, I mean, honestly, you gotta really run your business. You gotta standard operation procedures. And my homeboy, me and Y2L Media, we talk about this all the time. Actually, before I came here to the pod today, we talked about exactly what Danny said, the standard operations and procedures. My homeboy right here, like I say, he's from Pontiac, the south side of Pontiac and Metro Detroit area, and people that's watching him somewhere else. I mean, him talk a lot about business and learning and figuring out what we need to do and how we need to do it. But you got to have a standard operating procedure, and we talk about that all the time. Having a plan or having a bottom line or having a standard and sticking to it. Because if you don't have a standard, if you don't have a way of doing things, you kind of like a leaf blowing in the wind. People can just sway you any way that you really want to go, and that's not good. You have to be focused on the way that you want to run it and how you that's going to make you happy. Because if you running your business like somebody else wants you to do or run it, then it might as well be their business, right? It's not yours no more. It's somebody else's. So you got to run your business how you see, not saying not taking constructive criticism or advice from people, but ultimately you got to run it the way that you want to. And and again, you can take these principles that we was talking about today with the be present and be prepared and present. With the along of trying to run your business and trying to how to figure it out. Like so, this is what this podcast is really all about. It's really all about. That's my homeboy, and we talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we really help each other through certain parts. And if you got somebody that you can, like I say, rub ideas off of, even if you can be even y'all businesses can be slightly different, but everything is interchangeable and everything has some type of unity. It's a common thread amongst everything that's in the world. So just the way that somebody runs something that they're doing can be compatible to the way that you're doing yours. This is a total different thing, but it could be compatible in the way that the string of how things are done. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to stick to your script, stick to the way that the things that you want to do. So that's what we're going to talk about on the next podcast, on the next Every Other Day podcast. And I promise it won't be that long. Another week. It's going to probably be, I'll probably actually do another one on Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and mark it down. We're going to do another one this Wednesday. So today, Monday, we're going to do another one Wednesday. And unless something huge come up, like I had to go do something as far as videography or something like that during that time. But regardless, I can come still do it. We're going to do it on the standard operating procedures. All right. Standard operating procedures. And I'm going to leave the phone line open real quickly if somebody else want to give me a call. And one last call and, talk about anything that you heard today and how this helped you, if it helped you at all. Let me go here and look on the TikTok and Instagram realm. Danny Marie, thank you. Thank you once again for that. Thank Miss T for coming in. Nas over there. Chef Redbeard. TikTok is a wild place. I love that I'm able to go ahead and do this. Moms of Miss Faye Caregiving More. Baby 05. My homeboy, my son Sante and Nas, Jay Horowitz, my homeboy on the Instagram side, and we had a couple of my sister here on Facebook, my homeboy on YouTube. So yeah, so every other day, like I say, I'm trying to perfect the craft. I'm trying to offer. Let me first give you the address here. So next time that I do come up, I'm going to have my address down here. I'm going to have email and all that stuff on the podcast so you guys can see it. But what I'm really trying to do is perfect, or what I am doing is perfecting what I have. I'm very thankful for what I have. When I first got what I have at this point, like this space, sometimes you can look at the scope of how huge it is or how small it is, and you can kind of be like, man, it ain't. But it's what you make it. If you take care of what you have, you can have it for years. And it can bring you things, and it can begot other things. Like if you really take care of stuff and, show God you're appreciative, doors will open for you to have more. So with this space that God has given me, I really appreciate it. It's been able to have some real dignified conversations at this table, some real conversation, sports talks at this table. I got some real, hopefully, man, I think I got some real great things coming up that been dropped in the bucket right in front of me. And it goes back to being prepared and present. Like I had a situation where someone came in here, They saw it, and it's a big, great, big opportunity for the pod. So I don't want to spill the beans too much, but when that happens, it'll be announced, and I'll let people know. But I'm just trying to set an example. I'm also making sure that I'm present and presenting myself to the public and letting you know that I'm here. And all you got to do, I don't have to chase you. I don't have to knock down your door. I don't have to call you all the time. You know that I'm here. I'm going to let you know, and I would love to do business with you, but I'm just showing you that I'm present. And I am here to be able to take care of the things that you need to do as far as on the media side, and I will accommodate you with gladness, but you don't have to chase anybody. You don't have to, like I'm going to tell y'all with this, I'm going to leave it off at this. You don't have to chase any clients. You don't have to chase any relationship. You don't have to chase any situation. What's for you will be for you. You just make sure that when that comes, you be prepared and present, that you can go ahead and perform. The best thing you can do for an opportunity that comes your way is be prepared and perform. You have to be able to deliver. So if you're telling people that you want to do this or you can do this, when that opportunity comes, you have to be able to perform. You got to be able to do it. And that's what I spend my days. If I have no client a day or two or three or a whole week, and it's like that when you're an entrepreneur, when you're working for yourself, you may not even actually get a client for 2 weeks or probably a month. It happens. And it's happened to me before, and it gets scary. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do? Do you sit there and worry all month, or do you prepare yourself for next month? And that's what you do. While you have downtime, while you have a situation where you have some time open, you prepare yourself. Maybe it's some piece of equipment, but maybe it's some knowledge. Maybe it's some, knowledge and equipment. Maybe it's some relaxation to go ahead and recondition your mind. Maybe it's a new idea. It's something you always have to be preparing, even when you're relaxing. You can work and still relax at the same time. Because people ask me a lot of times, what do you do for fun? I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do for fun is what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? But so it's a total blessing, but can be strenuous sometimes when you don't know how things are going to pan out. And I've been on that spectrum, and even when things are going 100% great and good, I don't think they can get any better. I'm always still thinking about, well, when they won't be any good. You always kind of sometimes you're a counterbalance or a counterweight to your good fortune. Sometimes you just don't even bask in the beauty of, like, hey, I'm doing things are going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to really just appreciate that and live in that, and then prepare yourself for the next moment. Because if you keep your eyes forward, looking forward, not to what you already done, and don't live on the past or the back of what you've done, just look at it as experiences to move forward. And ain't nothing wrong with patting your back on that, but don't live on it. And it catapults you like a trampoline to the next thing. But you got to make sure that you're prepared and present. And that's what I try to do every day, even if I have nothing, quote unquote, big to do. You know what I'm saying? Being here, preparing my place for anybody that walks in, being prepared when they walk in. They be like, yo, I feel good. I haven't seen one person that walked into this space that didn't feel good about this space. You know what I mean? And that's what I really want them. I want them to feel cool, chill, and like, yeah, I can say what I need to say here. I can do what I want to do here, because this is what I geared this to be. A place where you feel free, comfortable, and where you can get off your chest, or you can advertise your product, yourself, or an idea. So I mean, this is open to politicians, teachers, regular podcasters, mental health specialists, law enforcement, music, sports, everything is here. You know what I mean? So I just love that I have an opportunity to do what I'm doing, for the time being, and I'm thankful for it. So with that being said, y'all, I'm going to let it be. Put up a couple comments, word of affirmation, love what you're saying. Thank you, kid. That's my sister. Yep, all Bobby serendipitously. Bobby with the Life Essentials Self Healer's Journey podcast has had plenty of guests come through here, consistent guests, and I try to strive and make sure that they got candy and they very and they very hydrated when they come in. I got little snacks, you know. I try to make everybody feel good when they come in here. They got a little something to drink. They can chill. They sit in a nice, comfy chair, and they just, you know, feel good. So I think that's that, y'all. I think that's that. I have had a great time, and I will be back Wednesday, and we're going to talk about the standard operation and procedures. Don't change the way you're doing things just because somebody pops up and say you should do things different. Because after you do it, they gone anyway. You know what I'm saying? You got to do things how you feel fit and make yourself happy within how you run your business. When you're ready to change your business or the way that you're acting or ready to quit, then you will. Or do something different, you will. Make sure to stick to what's been given to you. It wasn't given to them. All right, y'all. And it's funny to me. People that always got something to say about how you run your business, really ain't, if you really, really look at them, they ain't really got a lot of business. Their business is everybody else's business. All right. I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm out of here. One.